Calling all beings. Calling all beings.
Can somebody out there give me an amen for calling all beings of my home girl, Boston Beer?
Hey.
Amen. What's Oh, I forgot to put the fade in and out. Sorry, so just cut off. We don't want any quick. I'll tell you what, this is like Joseph Stalin. If you're clapping for Bia, you better not just stop clapping or you might get shot. So you better slowly descend this is a thing. They said when Joseph Stalin was the prime minister of Russia.
Yeah.
Jason Robbins just texted me, amen, Terry's son. Thank you, Jason Robbins. I love Jason. They said when he was, if you were the first one, people would clap till their hands were bloody. If you were the first one to stop clapping, that's when they come and grab you out of the crowd and you get shot. So
Wow.
and that's how we want it for Boston Beer. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Calling All Beings. I'm your host, DJ, and this right here is
Boston Beer.
I get another amen. And I'll tell you what, we're going to introduce a new member. So let's say hi to see who's in here. All right. So I knew we had Jules right from the jump. Okay. And we had AJK. What is up? Holmes. Thank you so much. You are so kind in the YouTube comments. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. This is, of course, the original gangsta, Jules of the Wood. Now of Alabama, but originally she's from Indiana, baby. This is our other new mod right here, aka the Cat Lady. She got that Chicago accent. How you doing there, guys? Hopefully you like my Chicago accent, Brandi. I don't know. Hey, Brandi, how you doing over there? You know I love the Bears. Anyway, she's like, this guy's an idiot. Who else we got in here?
Lulu Bell.
Oh, Lulu Bell. You got a photo with Bia.
Yes, and she was at the courthouse yesterday.
Thank you, Lulu Bell. And thank you for not charging Bia for that photo. I do appreciate that because we would have taken it out of show funds if it were necessary. So that was awesome. Let's see. The other one right here, the other gangster from Chicago, the U.S. Army's own EOD specialist, Miss Jessica Beezy. What's up, homie? Okay. I think we got everybody. Now, we're going to introduce our new moderator who's joined us from Boston. Don't you know who I'm talking about, Bia?
I do.
And what's her name, love?
What's awesome Boston Brandi.
Can somebody give me an amen for Boston Brandi? Hey.
No,
can I get an amen?
Hey. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. I mean, we needed to have you on anyway, and the timing just was perfect because we needed to have like another Canton roundtable, and then we needed a new mod, and Bia's just like, you know what, Boston Brand, and I'm like, dude, I felt like that singer named Meatloaf. Have you ever heard of Meatloaf, Brandi?
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Must have been while you were. Anyway, I'm not going to sing the rest of it. Otherwise, Bia's going to sing Guantanamera. So,
no, I mean, I'm glad. I'm lucky to be helping out. I'm lucky that I can. You know what I mean? I'm honored. I never say no when somebody asks me. I rarely ever say no when people ask me to help because, I mean, that's what we're here for, right? To help each other. And if I'm watching the shows anyway and I'm not doing anything else, I mean,
why not?
If my kids don't need me, but like right now they don't, so it's a good time.
Oh, that is really dope. And yeah, I mean, that is kind of like, as long as you mentioned that, I mean, we sort of talked about this at dinner when we were sitting there with your husband Ross, and I was eating some beleaguered chicken fingers. But kind of, what was the moment when you said, I have to do something?
So when I was watching the news and I saw Karen Reed getting walked into the courthouse, I think she was handcuffed. And I just saw, I've had a past history with cops lying. So I never really take cops at their word. And I mean, I've always been a pro cop. Like I always say, like, you can't hate cops. Who are you going to call if you get raped or your mother?
Right. It's pretty obvious.
I mean? We
pretty
need
obvious.
Cops.
Yeah.
No, we're not anti-cop. We're just anti-bad cops. And
right.
I don't know. I always second guess everyone, I guess. I think it's just from living a life full of experience of good and bad. And I tend to read people more than I just listen to their words. You know, I look at their eyes and, you know, I watch human behavior. It's all about, you know, I'll take someone at their word the first time, maybe even their second, but I just always question everything, especially with mainstream media. It's awful. It's awful the way they just intentionally leave out important details. And so the more I read about it, and then I got into Turtle Boy and just reading about him, and then, you know, second guessing, just looking into how credible he was too. And turns out he's more credible than any news reporter I've watched growing up. You know what I mean? And I thank him for that. I love him for this, and I love him for everything he's exposing. And I hope he doesn't, I don't see him, or I don't think he's going to stop after this, but I mean, he's very well known now. And of course, you know, he's going to grow because of this, but I hope we all just stick together, and I hope we all just keep exposing, because I want to trust people. I want to trust my neighbors and my cops. I mean, they're being paid to protect us, and they're not protecting us. You know what I mean? So there's a problem. And if there's a problem, I have to speak up, because if you don't speak up, you become a victim.
I think the most surprising thing you said is when you look into somebody's eyes and you're sort of judging who they are, and you did that with me at the Meal of Food, and that surprises me that you still agreed to join the show.
Well, yeah, that's why I gave you like 2 or 3 times, but no.
Yeah, she's like, all right, he's got one more chance, and then
yeah.
I'm
You
out of
sure
here.
love this guy? Oh, he's out of state. Good. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. I'm just kidding.
Self-deprecation is a big part of the humor on the show. So anyway, that, you know, what has, so you're in the context of Karen Reed. So now we've just kind of worked in how you got in, and we're in this frame now. But as you look outside of that and you look at the larger implications for the justice system, like Sean Ellis, right, being tried 3 times in was it 4 times? Was it 4 times?
Yeah, I think so.
It might have been 4 times.
Yeah.
What has that illuminated for you, or what kind of light bulb went off for you?
It's really sad, because there's so many other Karen Reeds. You know what I mean? She wasn't the first. She won't be the last, unfortunately. Corruption is literally the biggest problem worldwide. And trafficking is the most lucrative business in the entire world, not just the country, the entire world.
Right.
And I'm going to say that behind Karen Reed, the bigger picture, I see trafficking. And you're going to go against the government. It's the people versus the government. It sucks that I have to say that, but you're going to take down a big company. You know, you got to come at them hard. And Karen Reed's team is coming at them, but they're being respectful about it. They're doing it by the book. They're just such like iconic, like genuinely smart, intelligent people. They know what they're doing. They're doing it the right way. And it's just awful that there's so many like cases that connect, like the Just on Route and the Sandra and Enrique. And it's just like all these people, like these murderers, like they don't discriminate. They'll kill another cop. They'll kill a cop in training. They'll kill a pregnant woman. They'll kill anyone. It's just like, if you're in the way or you start asking questions, the wrong questions to the wrong people, and they got bigger brothers and they got selectman brothers, you know what I mean, who are going to protect them,
you're screwed.
It's a vicious cycle. And I mean, if you don't cut it out at the knees, and you don't, you know, cut the head off the snake or whatever the heck
any metaphor, like, yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like, if we don't fight this, if I don't fight this, I went through a lot. So I know if I don't fight this now, how bad it is. Like my 3 daughters are going through birth. And it's like, I want to expose the liars, because why not? Why not? It's like, it's gross. And I mean, this is why P. Diddy got away with everything, and all these actors and stuff, because they got the money to keep your mouth shut. Like I was saying that I know some people from Quincy, and talking about Michael Morrissey and William O'Connell and how they have big boy money and millions. People are being paid tens of millions of dollars to either not do something or not say something. And
Whitey.
that's
Gotti's.
generational wealth. That's a lot of money, and that will make
Yep.
people do things and go into hiding and stuff. And it's sad, and you shouldn't have to live that way. None of us should have to worry about this. And I know it's like, of course we're going to worry about it, but why? We didn't worry about this in the 90s. Maybe, I don't know. I just felt a little safer growing up. I could go out and run around the block. My kids now, like, I don't know. I hate this life now. Not hate the life, but I hate the lifestyle about how everyone's just so different. I wish respect and manners would come back into play. I wish, you know what I mean? It's a huge thing with like respect wise. Like, it's just that just went out the window years ago. And I feel like if more people had respect, we'd have a little bit more trust because certain people wouldn't do anything. All these offices and all these cases, you can tell it wasn't their first time doing it. They were so comfortable doing it. They were so comfortable looking the other way on so many things. So, there's a lot of John O'Keefe's and Sanders that we don't know about. And you know what? And these governors, all these countries and states talking about us, about this case, but Healy's not. Wu's not talking about it. No Massachusetts leaders talking about it. Noble, nobody. You're not talking about Enrique. Why not? Why are you silent? You know who wants to talk? Karen. You know who wants to talk? Aiden. Because those are the people that are telling the truth. Those are the people that say, I don't care, twist my words, because you can't twist the truth thinking they can't, but they can. But it's just like, it's so aggravating. It's so frustrating.
Hi, Wayne.
Just like, I can't wait for this to be over. I love today. So much happened. Like today, I loved watching Kerry Roberts like sweat yesterday with the dude pulling on his collar. Like, ew. Like that's what comes back to human behavior, watching them, and how Kerry caught a little attitude with Alan Jackson and stuff. And
she's following the McCabe model. She's been coached on what to do. But what I was going to say is, regarding the justice movement, if you, and maybe like some of the older members of the audience here, when you go back to the OJ trial all the way back, so we're going back to, whatever it was, 89, the youngest lawyer on there was a guy named Barry Scheck. He was the junior lawyer on what was their dream team, just like you have the dream team for Karen to a degree. Would have been more of a dream team with if Mark Betterow was on there, but of course they had an honest man in Judge Lance Ito, and we have a dishonest woman in Judge Bev. Lance Ito would never have denied what like even Alan Dershowitz was part of that, and he was pro hoc vice. He was not on the bar in Los Angeles and in California bar, but of course he could come and represent OJ. So anyway, Barry Scheck started that movement, and forgive me, Julie, you might know in the chat, but it's that, I think it's called the Innocence Project. But the point to say he receives thousands and thousands of Karen Reed. Yeah. Is it the Innocence Project, Jules? Thousands and thousands of Karen Reed-like letters of people that are in jail that have been framed. And he can only, with his, there's more Innocence Projects now as a result of his, flowering across the country. But he can only take a small percentage of those cases. So I was just wanting to allude to that. I know you're aware of Barry Scheck, and there are many, many, many people like Karen Reed. The only difference is that Karen Reed did have money, did have resources.
She did have
Lucky
social media.
Loughran might not have had, or she'd be in jail emailing Barry Scheck saying, "Can you represent me?" Because look at the evidence, and they would have been like, "Oh my God, this is like stone cold framing." Mm-hmm. This is like framing ham. Sorry, no pun intended.
It really is.
You get it,
And they don't want to open up all the cases, and it's like all these cops looking bad. They are gonna have to reopen all these cases and look into them, but they should. These are human lives. They deserve the attention. They deserve the cases reopened. They deserve the proper investigation. You know what I mean? And if Michael Proctor and Fanning and Guarino and all these people that are dirty, you know what? All those people that they convicted, they goddamn deserve to have it relooked. I don't care how much money. I would donate to that. And I'm sure every other good citizen would donate to that. Like, we unwillingly pay taxes and we have to donate to this trial, whether we like it or not. But like, and then we unwillingly have to be jurors too. It's like, or you'll go to jail and get fined. You see how they do that too? It's just, the whole government just pisses me off the way it's set up.
The legal system works, that you have, defendants that are being not let certain evidence in. That's another thing that I didn't realize before
Yeah.
this trial, how you can
Yep.
have, so many things that could help your case,
Yep.
and the judge is the gatekeeper,
Yep.
and it doesn't allow certain information in. Like, we're right now in a limbo with ARCA,
Mhm.
because I mean, if the Commonwealth did a proper investigation, did a proper
Mhm.
everything, they shouldn't be worried about what ARCA is going to present, because
Right.
at the end of the day, everybody should be looking for the truth.
Mhm.
And that's
That
the
was-
last thing that they actually don't want the truth, because
Yeah.
the truth implicates too many people. Now even Hank is roped. Now even he has an interest, in it, because
Yep.
if somehow, we all thinking that golden bullet is going to come and it's going to be from a 3-letter agency. And then the bar would probably be looking at Hank, like going, what was this evidence? What were you looking at? What made you decide as a special prosecutor to prosecute this case? Thank you, Jules. There it is, the Innocence Project. Barry Sheck. Now, the older lawyer was the young lawyer back then. So there's so many things. The other thing that would bother me, it bothers me as not a Massachusetts resident, but just someone who went to college there and loves Massachusetts, is all the things I hear Melanie Little say, I hear Mark Betterow say,
Mhm.
I hear Brother Counsel say, and
Mhm.
I hear Peter Trago say, and that
Yes.
is
And
this is not like this in these other states. Like, you
Yep.
don't have to give your case away to the prosecution to help them prepare to defend what you're going to bring forward. I mean, you have to give them your evidence, but you don't have
Mhm.
to, and so there's so many of these little Massachusetts
Rules.
isms. You don't
Yeah.
need to state the
Yeah.
nature of your objection. It's like,
Yep.
well, with that, I
That's
mean,
crazy to me. That's
yeah,
crazy.
they're just waiting for Bev to figure it out and support them. Hi,
Mhm.
Amy, Positive Pathways. Good evening.
I had to
Kev.
represent myself in a trial. I was pro se. I went to 2 trials, and
You did.
yeah, and I went through a lot of this stuff with the rules of evidence and everything. I have a gatekeeper on my case right now for my oldest daughter, and I've dealt with corruption through the Canton courts. And on day 1 of my second trial, I had a couple lawyers for the first one. 2 of them got disbarred. One of
Mhm.
them, but anyways, in the second trial on day 1, they filed, I think it was a Rule 14 motion for some reason, to exclude all of my evidence, everything I had that I had worked hard on, right? And they said it was because I didn't provide the other counsel with all of my, the binder full of evidence
Right.
and everything.
Discovery.
Discovery, yeah.
Discovery.
14 days prior to trial. And I was like, 14 days prior, I gave you everything by email every time I said I was going to use something, right? But the thing is, they didn't give me my file until 11 days prior to trial. So I had 11 days to prepare. And I went to that courthouse. Now I live 40 minutes away from the Canton courthouse, but I used to live in Norfolk County. And I would drive there 3 times a week. Can I have my file? Can I have my file? And my files, we have over 400 filings. That's why we have a
Wow.
gatekeeper. Neither one of us is legally allowed to file anything else unless the judge okays it. But yet that was on like filing number 200. And since then, there's been another 200. And so they allowed it. And I was like, Your Honor, you didn't give me my file until 11 days ago. And she said, and I got the transcripts and everything. She said, yes, for whatever reason, mother is telling the truth. We didn't give her file till 11 days ago. And I was like, so you're still going to throw out my evidence? You know what my evidence was? My evidence was transcripts from another courthouse that lawyer had perjured himself, and he lied under oath to another judge. And I had the transcripts, and they wouldn't allow them in. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? And they knew what I had. And then there's just been so many other things. Just like when I went to get the 4 days, the CDs, the transcripts after, the first 2 days were mysteriously destroyed. And those were the 2 days that like he was testifying. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? It was just like, I've had a wild ride between attorneys, between filings, between like, oh my God moments. This isn't helping. Like I almost went to Help Me Hank, because a lot of people were like saying stuff like, this can't be happening. This literally can't be happening. They can't do that. And like other lawyers, even lawyers of the day will sit telling me like, oh, I can't help you. I don't know. I reached out to the Mass Bar Association themselves, and in writing, they wrote back and said, I'm sorry, we don't have a lawyer for you. Now I've done nothing wrong. There's nothing hidden. I'll give my whole file to anyone that wants to look at it. I am an open book. Never had an issue. I own my own house. I've always worked. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you right now, when someone's doing stuff like that to you, you tend to read the fine print. You tend to look into it. I even enrolled in a university last winter because of all the lawyer problems. Like, the judge fired my lawyer during a Zoom hearing. And like, I was just like, I had bad luck. One got disbarred, then another one did. Another one went missing, to the point where the opposing counsel, we were Googling his obituary because he wasn't answering me.
Oh my God.
The judge said, where were you? I went to his office. I called him. Even opposing counsel didn't get a response for months. And they just overlook everything. You know what I mean? It's just like stupid stuff. It's just crazy. It's wild. So, and then my stepfather used to be the selectman of Weymouth. And, you know, there's just stories on stories. But I feel like everyone in the movement has a personal reason of why they've been screwed by the justice system, or their family has, or what something went wrong. And it's just like, too many people have too many horror stories. Something is wrong. Something's wrong, and something needs to change, like huge change, not just these little minor things, like something that makes everyone happy and everyone gets actual fairness in life. Because that's all we can ask for is fairness. Just be fair. Don't just judge us. You know what I mean? Like, I know you're paid to be a judge, but you know what I mean? Like, it brings me back to the investigation. If the investigation is shit, then the charges are shit, and it should be dismissed.
I mean, for my part, I have never been screwed over by the justice system or the police.
You're lucky.
Yeah, no, but I want to provide a frame. I want to provide a reference point. But when I heard I heard about Turtle Boy, because I was a listener of M. William Phelps' podcast, and he mentioned Turtle Boy, and he had him on, I think. And when I heard him, I started Googling Karen Reed. Then I found the content creators. I started listening, and that's when I became enraged. And that's what brought me here. I've never had any issue with the police or anything like that. If you look at my Twitter profile, it says Black Lives Matter plus love law enforcement, because we don't have to be in one box or one that people can pigeonhole you into. I believe in both things. Like you said, we must have law enforcement. We just want ones that go in there with a sense of propriety and a sense of service to the community, and not a sense to how can I enrich myself with overtime and details.
Right.
You know, like that South Carolina trooper came on here and could not believe. Now, this is a guy out on America's highways or South Carolina's highways, risking his life alone in a car, and these schmucks in Canton are getting paid double what he makes.
No kidding. No kidding. It's crazy.
Go down to D&E Pizza and pull wrinkly Jill Daniels away from Turtle Boy. Like that's the danger. And these guys are I mean, you don't know who you're going to run into on an interstate, man. You don't. And you know, and those guys, and he's like, I can't believe how much he was on with Mike. I heard he was on with Mike Crawford. I haven't engaged with him yet, but yeah, he can't believe how much money they make. So if people are sitting there, I'm going to indemnify myself from arrest. I can drive drunk. Nobody's going to fuck with me. And Bia tells me the only time I like curse on this show is when I start talking about these people. The cowards.
They do. They make the bad words come right out.
Yes, they do. Because I don't use bad words on air, but they do it to me every time.
They do, because it gets you so emotional, because it's like it involves everyone. You know what I mean? It's like an everyone problem, because it's like they can do that to anyone, and they've done it to too many people. It's so heartbreaking. It's like
Peter Murphy.
I know.
They go and cite Peter Murphy. It's like, dude, don't you remember when he was in the department a few years ago? He was your Sarge, and you're going to issue him a citation, you freaking coward.
Yep. It just breaks my heart. It's so sad, because these people are so like genuinely like good people and helpful, and it's just like it's awful to watch, because especially if you've been there and you know, like when you know deep down in your heart like something's wrong, like you know they're lying, and it's like, what the hell can I do to help the situation? What the hell, like this is not right. It just makes you like hot mad, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, for me anyway.
And they're so brazen. That's the thing.
Like, even out in the bus zone and everything. They came over today, and the guy said, we're no longer allowed to stand where we stand in front of the dance studio. And he came over. He's like, you gotta go. this and that. You can't stand in front of the business. People are afraid to come in here. I'm like, they're afraid, but okay, we respect it.
Afraid of what?
And I was like, we'll just go across the street. He's like, well, I don't think they want you over there either. I was like, well, it looks like an abandoned building. I'm not talking about the general store, the thing next to it. He goes, well, no, you can go way down to like the abandoned parking lot, like blocks down. I'm like, no, thank you. No, I don't think we'll be doing that. This is still a public sidewalk, but thank you. But if an owner does, I go, and they go, when he said, oh, the other owners don't want you over there, I was like, do you have that in writing? He's like, huh? And I was like, is she going to come out? Because I'm going to go over there and tell another owner. I'm going to respect you if you come out and say something like they did today. And I'm going to leave and I'm never going to go back again. I'll go to wherever I'm, you know what I mean? But I'll keep moving back. We'll do it every business till they come out and say we have to. But Bev put us there. We don't want to be there. But where are we supposed to go? Like you put us on a broken, like the buffer zone down the other end is broken. Like the sidewalk's all broken. So it's like very dangerous. You're going to fall. Someone's going to break their ankle there. Like it's dangerous. And the cars are so close to you. It's like you're putting our safety at risk even more to prove what kind of point? We're not bothering anyone. We're out there to support the American, like the Constitution. How are you going to punish us for that? It's gross. It's gross.
Because all they care about is their retirement, their 401k.
And their secrets being kept.
Yeah. Their secrets being kept and being able to continue to be a figure that can leave their house. You could actually break into a catering facility in Canton, steal steak tips on camera, and it's okay. Like that's cool. You're good. No, don't do it again, but you're good. Yeah.
You could also break into someone's house and get hurt and then sue them.
Yeah. So who doesn't want that power? Except you get caught by like this other fucking moron who gets caught in Target stealing multiple times, and only because the security there and all the footage they had.
Yeah.
Was he let go? But if it wasn't for that, if it was at some, business in Canton, that dude probably would have walked.
Yeah. He would have got promoted if he worked in Canton.
He would have gotten away with it. So let me say a couple of things to people in the chat. So at the top of the chat, you'll see that there is the Karen Reed Defense Fund. Hello, hippie chick, welcome, bienvenidos. If you are so inclined to donate to Karen Reed, never a better time than right now when she's in court burning through dollars. So please go ahead and donate if you have the bandwidth. Also, if you would like to chat with Boston Brandi, guess what? You are able to call on Google Voice to the cab call-in number there, 719-602-4464. Now you know we talk on the radio and the airplane. We have to enunciate all these numbers. 719er. Okay. So if you would
like a number I would never answer because you're spam.
Because of what?
It looks like a spam number that I would never answer.
It's a Colorado number, but to be truthful, I want to get a hold of Google Voice, go on their website and change it to 914 because that's Westchester County, New York, where I'm from. Ooh. So, but for now, it's Colorado number 719-602-4442 if you want to talk to Boston Brandi and Boston Bia. If you don't have enough Boston in your life, we have it right here.
All in one episode.
Yes. And we have plenty. All we need is Boston Mike, and then we'll have like a trifecta of Boston. But then again, Boston Mike has certainly inflamed the community.
I don't know about that.
He's got the flamethrower.
Yeah. I saw someone mentioned in the chat about the media, how the media is trying to like hide or make us look like the crazies, the Karen Reed supporters. And
sure.
I did mention to one of the news reporters before the buffer zone was put in place because she had interviewed me. And I said, you guys have a duty to get the truth out there and to report things that matter and not just what somebody was wearing, etc. I was like, you guys have the ability to report the truth and the important things in masses. And if you don't understand how critical that is, then I don't know if you should be working for a news station. And, it never got posted. She never, you know what I mean? But it's like, I like to remind them, but like, you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be here helping, but you could tell when people are there just to make a buck or two. You know what I mean? Like you can read people and they're like, you can tell when people are really grifters or they're just looking for a dollar or the next big story. Like some of them I could really honestly see tripping Karen or Nathan or her pet just to get the story. Like I could see them. You get like another thing with sometimes the eyes and the like, or the shoving and just the little jabs and like the lack of respect. You just like, some people just, and I get it. You want the front story, you want the best picture, but at the same time, you should still have manners and respect. I don't know. I guess I'm
And
just
not
kind of,
only are they controlling where you can stand on a public sidewalk, but they're
yeah,
controlling what you can wear, what's on your
Nope.
shirt. Like,
I'll just rip it right off.
seriously.
Hi.
I also have another question, Brandy, just to kind of get to know you a little bit, because things that we didn't get to cover, because when I got to meet with you and Ross, we talked a lot about justice in the movement. A lot of kind of what you covered today is similar to what we talked about at the dinner table and the kind of cold chicken fingers. But my question for you is, like, what type of things, when you're not engaged in the justice movement and you're not doing something with your girls, what kind of activities do you personally like to do? And then what do you and Ross like to do together? What would those activities be, separate and apart?
So we love watching Calling All Beans and Resistance
Ah.
to Silence and Canton Chronicle and Brit Happens. And no, we like watching, we're like consumed with this. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
we're spending our free time catching up on things, but no, I was always big into like, I like party things. I like party planning. I like balloons. I like stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I have like an attic full of Halloween costumes. Like, if you ever need a Halloween costume, I got themes. I got Elmo, Sesame Street. I got Scary. I got everything. I'm just like kind of like a Toys R Us kid that never wants to grow up. And I also just like photography. My kids call me Mamarazzi because I'm always
Mamarazzi.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so the Apple Store in Braintree actually told me that I was number one in how many pictures. I had over 150,000 photos in my phone one time, and
Wow.
like an extra $20 a month for the storage. Like, it's bad. It's like, because I'll always take at least 3 to 5 pictures in case someone blinks, and then I never go back to delete them. And don't ask me to delete my memories.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Yeah, these are
That's
important, right?
And
Okay,
then,
so photography you
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm curious to know, like, I know probably a lot of your activities are centered around your daughter. So
Yeah.
what were you kind of stuff so what do you and Ross like to do when you guys go out and do stuff? Do you go hiking? Do you go biking?
We don't do anything about the kids because I get like separation anxiety from my kids.
Sure.
I don't know. We really don't go out much because I don't know. It's just cheaper and safer to stay in. I feel like I'm an old lady now because I don't know. I like the quiet. I like the peace. I like muting the commercials. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll go out to eat here and there. I like, I don't know. I kind of like the safe zones of where I know I'm not really one that tries a lot of new things. I'd like to, like, I want to go travel and stuff, but we usually go to Florida every year. We didn't go this year. I've been slacking, but
if you could go to a foreign country, what would it be?
I mean, I really, really want to go to Greece or Italy. Those are my 2 big ones, but I haven't really. I mean, I've gone to Aruba and I've done Canada and stuff like that. I always
Everybody from Massachusetts went to Aruba. Let's
we could just everyone did.
Uh-oh, we have a call for you.
I'm going in 1 month on the 24th.
What time are we leaving?
Hello, you are on the air with Boston Brandi, Boston Bia, and DJ. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Alex.
Alex, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Bridgewater.
Oh, okay, Mass. Okay. Did you have a question for Boston Bia or Brandi?
DJ.
You have a question for DJ? Okay.
Hey.
I could get that one answered, I think. Hello?
Is this DJ?
This is.
Oh, hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah, I know I'm better looking on the phone, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one.
That's what they pay me for. So what do you got for me?
That's funny. Why are you wearing sunglasses?
I mean, if you looked like me, you probably would wear sunglasses too.
Oh, okay. Hey, is she going to be Carrie Roberts going to be charged with perjury?
This is a great question. Bia and then Brandi, go ahead, take that.
I mean, who would be the ones filing those charges? I don't think so. I mean, if I'm really being honest, I don't think she's going to. But hopefully the jury was smart enough to see and realize her lies and how she's being manipulated, or how she was manipulated. But at the end of the day, whether she was manipulated, those words came out of her mouth and she incriminated herself. But no, I don't think she'll ever see any repercussions for it.
So
Brandi.
Beverly Canone can't really say anything, right? Like, she's just there to moderate what takes place in the court. She can't really say, hey, you're lying, right? Because that's not her job at that moment, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. This is I think there would have to be some sort of emotion or some sort of charge filed or complaint filed outside of the proceeding, because otherwise every lawyer would just say to the other person's witness, you're a liar. You're lying. So they have to they prove that she lied, but I feel like it would have to be a separate proceeding. Brandi, do you have any insight?
She admitted it. She said today, she admitted under oath that she lied. And she's like, oh, well, it wasn't intentional, like look the other way. But I mean, here we are with the whole discretion thing. I mean, the law is clear, black and white. And if you lied and you're caught under oath lying, then you should be charged with perjury. You shouldn't have discretion or pick and choose who has the law and who doesn't. But I, like Bia said, I don't
and
see.
And then she points out,
Massachusetts.
Go ahead, sir.
She points out that there's a timeline.
Yeah.
They wrote down a timeline. How suspicious is that? So it's like, I want to know more about this freaking timeline.
Exactly.
They did talk about it at the last trial. Jen McCabe brought it up, how it was Peggy O'Keefe's idea for them to do a timeline. Yep. But then based on what Kerry said today, that whole question came down to her saying that she didn't understand Lally's question. So she kind of tried to save herself by saying it that way, that, she misunderstood.
Yep. And Peggy's just a scapegoat, just place the blame on her because nobody would disagree with Peggy, right? So they just go along with something like that. Hey, I caught someone in a lie today. I caught Kelly Roberts in a lie. She said that, I went to pick her up because she had four-wheel drive. But when Peggy O'Keefe was on the stand, she said, me and my husband, we live in New England. We both have four-wheel drive. So she lied and said something about four-wheel drive, saying the reason I picked them up is because I didn't want them to drive because they didn't have four-wheel drive. It's like, wait a minute. That's a freaking contradiction, and nobody really picked up on that.
No, they didn't. I heard that
she's
too.
Talking about her husband, I get a bad feel. I feel like she's there. Like, how long you been married? She's like, too long. Oh, how many years? Well, 53. Is that long enough? And then she's
sarcastic.
She kept talking I feel like she was talking bad about Patrick too. She's like, yeah, he gives me a run for my money, and this one, the way she said it 2 or 3 times. I don't know. It breaks my heart hearing about the kids.
That doesn't really change anything, though. I mean, 52 years married, people are going to bicker. And plus, when you have trauma in your family where your kids pass away, it's probably going to cause tensions. It usually happens. But thank you. I'm going to drop off. Love you all.
One thing I want to say real quick before you go, Alex, is he still there? Oh, I think he left. Okay. Let me cut that. All right. I'll be with you guys in a second. I got to make sure that it.
Okay. We got it. Don't you worry. You can go take your nap now. DJ's nap time. But I mean, I have to say, I've only seen her go in and out of court, and only the impressions that Turtle Boy has spoke about her. So it did kind of humanize her for me. Like, it was, but I don't think she really, I mean, her story and Karen's story obviously don't jive as far as when she's saying that certain things.
The whole, when did you see the taillight thing? And she's like, it was when we came out. I forgot. I got whatever. There's no video of that, though.
Right.
Like, you make sure you change your story to a point in time where there's no video.
Yes.
How many times did your story change? Like, is someone keeping a tally of how many times they say, I didn't understand the question, or I was confused? Because I bet that'll be used again, like, more. I don't know. It's just really sad, but it's so obvious.
There's something I was going to say here. I'm just trying to reset the phone because you guys could hear that audible tone. I don't know if it's because he hung up and I didn't, or maybe I need to be the one that hangs up, but I'm going to try to reconnect the Bluetooth. So in case someone else wants to call and talk to Boston Brandi, but anybody, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be somebody who's an acquaintance who you rid yourself of. But do you know anybody who's a really prodigious liar? Tell me, both Brandi, you first, then Bia. Have you ever met somebody that's a really like a big time liar?
Yes, I have.
Okay, someone, and the kind of person that okay, let's see if we're connected to the roadcaster. So once again, we should be able to take a phone call if somebody wants to call in. So when that person is a lie, and Bia, do you know anybody like that? Like you're like, wow, this person is such an effing liar. Like I can't trust anything they say. And like you divorce yourself from that person. Sometimes they're a family member and you can't, but do you know anybody like that they're really just a big time liar?
Yes.
Well, that is like the prism through which I view this case and these third party culprits. And that is that lying is like a starting point. Like that is endemic to what they're doing. They're of course they're going to lie about everything. Yep. So for this lie, when you look at all the other lies, this perjurious lie from the grand jury testimony looks normal. Like to them, this is normal. So that's why, and I think Melanie Little talks about this is when your behavior is at this level, you deprive us of outrage because you quickly run out of, I don't have any more outrage because of everything they've done that looks guilty, gathering at someone's house to get your story straight and the police allowing that. And I'm going to destroy my cell phone because someone from Stoughton District Court called me and told me they were going to come and get myself and Bry's phone. So we're going to go ahead and destroy the phones, and I'm going to delete calls, and I'm going to go to Lank's house, and I'm going to call O'Keefe's mom, even though she didn't even know, she barely knew O'Keefe, and then try to, start working everything against Karen, so there's so many lies that you just don't have any outrage anymore. Mm-hmm. That's what's crazy about this whole thing. So this is normal. What Roberts just did. This is like, oh, okay, yeah, I sneezed. Okay, so great.
Mm-hmm. It's just like another
But I also feel like there was a sort of, I think they're keeping her very close, and I think they were able to almost brainwash her. That's what I kind of felt like. Like they were able to, they're keeping her very close. She says she literally on the drive in today to court, she received a phone call from Jennifer McCabe, wishing her good luck while she's still,
Why do you need good luck? Why do you need good luck to tell the truth?
Yeah. What did I say to you, Bien, when you said that?
I know
today?
You said that. Yeah.
The first words out of my mouth, Brandi. This is how you and I are. I said, why do you need luck just to tell the truth?
Right.
Yeah. Like why does that require luck?
How do you not, when the whole, I don't recall, I don't remember. How do you not remember one of the most traumatic nights of your life? Well, what does this happen often? Oh, it must. I don't know. Like all these people, I don't remember. What do you mean you don't remember? You weren't all blackout drunk.
Judge Judy says if you tell the truth, you don't have to have good memory.
You don't have to remember nothing, right? Because it just comes to you. You don't have to practice, and you don't have to make a damn timeline with your sister.
Yeah, and she's got 50 years in court. Basically is.
Yeah, so. It's crazy. It's
crazy. And the situation with Roberts, we talked about today. I was trying to feel some empathy for her, and so I kind of try to do this exercise with with marginal success. But if you try to put yourself in her shoes, for a second, you're like, and you have McCabe talking to you, and one of the women from Canton called me and gave me an example of how manipulative she is. And tell me if you guys have probably already heard this story, but essentially this woman is over McCabe's house. Another woman comes over and Jen offers her a beer. And the woman says, no, thank you. I don't want to drink. And she says, she calls the other woman in the kitchen, says, watch, I'm going to get her to drink a beer. Just to show how manipulative she can be. Because she's just like one of the scummiest people that and I feel sorry for you daughters. I don't even know the names of her kids, but I feel sorry for you that's your mom, because She's the worst role model you could possibly.
Too. Like, watch what I can do. Like, look at me. Look at how great I am. Watch how powerful I am. Look what I can do. Yeah. I can change that person's mind right now. Like, it just sounds like she wants to be known as someone powerful and like you said, manipulative, and like I can do and make anyone do what I say. Like, yes, it makes me sick. Like,
she's a disgusting. One of the underclassmen from Canton High School, so she would have been a sophomore when Jen was a senior, and lo and behold, she reached out to me via email, and it took a couple weeks, and then finally we had a phone call. And she lives in Canton. And she told me about her in high school. And she says 100% she would have it out for a woman like Karen. That the jealousy of a woman who she didn't follow the rules, didn't go and get married and do all the stuff you're supposed to do and have kids. She doesn't
follow society, because society, you know, if we don't follow society, if we don't work a 9 to 5, you know, they're pieces of trash. They're out there every day. They don't got jobs. Like, some people work at night. Some people are just independently wealthy. Some people work on weekends. Some are retired. Some are students. Like, you don't know nothing about these people that you're judging and calling scum, and, you know, they got no jobs and they're obviously, you know, it's just, people just judge people on stupid shit. It just pisses me off. But.
Well, the independent success of what she is saying, this woman told me from Canton, is that she would be upset with the independent success of a woman like Karen. Like, that would be threatening to her, because Karen is a 40-ish woman on her own, wealthy, $900,000 home, you know, a $90,000 SUV, and she doesn't have a husband. How dare her? And doesn't have kids. How dare her?
There's something wrong with her. Obviously, like, that's
clearly
what people,
yeah.
And then people have automatic bias too, because if you're arrested, people just think obviously the cops she wouldn't be arrested if she didn't do something. Like, the cops had to have had something, and that's the biggest problem too, because half the people sitting in jail right now will tell you that same thing. Like, they didn't have nothing, but if you have a badge and a little name tag, people tend to believe you because of your title. And I always say that. I don't care if you're a doctor, a teacher, my neighbor, a cop, anyone. Like, just because you have some certain title doesn't mean I have to trust you. I don't have to trust you. You can earn my trust. You're not taking, like, I'm just so glad that the world is waking up to certain things. You know what I mean? Like, the internet does help for that. Like, the internet is the devil for most part, but it's also very helpful. And in today's world, you can get things done so quickly because of the internet. You know what I mean? So all these lawmakers and all these changes that take 90 days, 90 months, for Christ's sake, like, make stuff happen overnight. We are not going to live forever. And we're all living in some sort of like hell, basically. Or we all want something to change with some sort of system, whether it be the food, the FDA, or the justice, or anything. You know what I mean? Like, just the United States as a whole. Like, if we don't become united in the United States, then we're all just going to continue living problem-filled lives. You know what I mean? If we all want the same thing, we all want peace and safety, then we all need to speak up for it. Not just because of one case. It's not just one case. Like, it's continuous. It's like when you hear someone got raped, murdered, or in a DUI, it's like kind of second nature. You don't even really care about it no more, because it happens every day so much. It's constantly on the news that, oh, this sex trafficker and this guy and this guy. And it's like, you're always hearing, I don't want to be always hearing that and thinking it's normal. Like, it shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be on the news every night. Stop reporting the weather 16 times in one news hour. Get real information out there to people so we can get out there and help out and like change. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous the way the world is run right now. And media is one of the biggest problems.
Yeah, well, that's why we're here to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
more
Brandi?
People need to be like,
yeah. Can I get a amen? Boston Brandi and Boston Bia. If you would like to call in and talk to Boston Brandi and Boston Bia, unfortunately, you'll also have to talk to me, but we'll make it minimal. 719-602-4464 if you want to talk to these lovely ladies, and I know you do. So there's that. There's that. Okay. Good. Go ahead, Bia. All right. What do you got for Boston Brandi? Take it away, Bia.
So the buffer zone change.
You can't. She has a husband. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
How can I? Aw.
But it's very nice that you want to.
Yeah.
I'm sure she likes the fact that you want to. So that is cool. Nobody doesn't like to have fans, right? There you go.
Well, I used to say I really didn't like flowers because they reminded me of funerals because I just went to too many. But I mean, they're pretty.
The number is on the Chiron. Okay.
Yes.
I mean screen.
So let's see.
It wasn't really a change. It was just, well,
are you guys going to
like,
stand somewhere differently now?
Yeah. So
this isn't for the morning. This is for the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Like after you guys move
in the morning, like they do the morning prayer and everything in front of the courthouse, usually like 7:30. And by 8 o'clock, we can't be in front of the courthouse at all. So we usually, like, if you're standing looking at the deeds and the court is behind you, we go to the left. We go down that street, and that's the dangerous kind of area because the sidewalk's all broken. It's muddy, it's puddles, and the cars are just so close to you. And then after Karen drives by, because we wait, and we like to, show her that we're all out there to support her. So once she drives by, we just all walk to the other end because, there's donuts, there's cookies, there's shops, there's food, and there's sunshine. So it's cold out. So we like to stand in the sun, you know what I mean? But where they told us not to, and I had always wondered about the dance studio too. And I had said that today. I go, if I sign my 3 girls up, do you think we can stay here? I was like, I'm going to skip every class.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't know. But it's just directly across the street. There's kind of like an abandoned, I don't know if it's an apartment or what. We'll find out tomorrow. But it's right next to the general store. But we do stand there sometimes. We've never had a problem. So we'll just have to go across the street. They want us to go far, far down to another parking lot. But no, we're just going to keep moving down little by little. Right. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, of course. Like, never would I want to do that. We're supposed to be out here, like, fighting for a good behavior and truth and all that. So I don't want to cause anything, but I also don't want to be trampled on and disrespected when I have a right to be there. It's a public sidewalk. And we have such a good system. Anytime we see a runner coming or a dog walker or someone with a carriage or anybody, even people from the courthouse, we all yell, sidewalk, sidewalk. It's just what we say. And then everyone turns and they back up. We back up. We clear the sidewalk. We don't sit there like there's been 1 or 2 moments where we accidentally were congregating, we're talking and we have our backs turned and people run into us. But at the dance studio where they told us not to be today, there's a little hill. So people have been walking up around the hill if they don't want to go through us. But I don't know. They said people were afraid to go in there. And I don't understand who was afraid to go in there because they go in through the back. They go down the back parking lot and go in. But I can't argue. He's the owner. He's the boss. And if he doesn't want us on his property, we won't be on your property. You know what I mean? So we can stand on the sidewalk. But, I mean, I don't want stuff the cops either.
Brandi, I really hate to interrupt you, but I think the chat is wanting to know if you have any dental care tips. Can you talk about what kind of toothpaste you use, your flossing regimen, whether or not you're using strips? Can you talk about your dental care regimen?
Actually, I don't know what it's called. I got my toothpaste off of TikTok, actually.
What? Okay.
They're actually little tablets. And
okay.
You chew the tablet and it tastes like a mint thing, but then you brush your teeth with it. I don't know. It's random. I'll try random things because I'm into, like, I'm trying to read ingredients and poisons and all that. And everything's poison, everything you put in your mouth. But I mean, you are what you eat. And I'm afraid of cancer. Everyone in my family died of cancer. So I'm trying to, like, I mean, if you think about it, all the chemicals you put in your shampoo, your mouthwash, everything. And I found out mouthwash makes your blood pressure rise. So
I just want to shampoo. I just want to say there are 2 products that I endorse. One of them is DJ Skincare Formula, which is all organic. Apparently, I haven't sent you one, but I will bring one to Massachusetts. Bia swears by it. Would you agree, Bia?
I have been using it since January. Yes.
Send it to me. She's
put it on your face every night, right?
I need it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And also, I use something. I get this on Amazon called African Black Soap. And it kind of, did I send you any, Bia? Yeah?
Yes. No? Yes.
And how would you describe it?
It's like I kind of think, well, or like a cereal bar, like a chocolate bar. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, is the legend?
Hi, handsome.
Hey, Dennis. He spends a lot of time on sidewalks with these 2 right here.
Yes, that's how, like, patriarch. That's
Dennis Sweeney,
he's like
2 flags. But African Black Soap, yes, Patriot Cindy, I will. Oh, I did give you one. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. That's the DJ Skincare. The African Black Soap is the purest thing. They make it in Ghana, and no matter what company you get it from, it looks kind of like a brownie, but the shea butter in there kind of looks like white chocolate that's embedded in it. And it's got like palm kernel oil, stearin oil, plantain ash, and the shea butter. And it is as natural. You're not going to find, there's no scent. So don't like go, because you're not going to smell anything, but it is the most clean that you're going to get. It's brown, so it leaves brown soap scum instead of white in your shower, but it is amazing. So that and DJ Skincare Formula, that's where it's at, baby.
You got to hook me up.
I'm going to hook you up, man. I'm going to send it to you.
Thank you.
Done and done. So yes, apparently in Dedham, I gave it to you. Okay. Well, if I come up there, I'm still going to talk to Mama about May 1st, and I will bring some cans of DJ Skincare for my homies, because I'm going to stand out with you, and maybe we'll do a meal, food, and all that. But first, I got to get approval to travel. And then
Nathan and Aiden stopped by the buffer zone today. They came by on their little breaks, so it was nice. So every day we get like little random like visitors and stuff, you know, like JFK and James and all them and DJ. Like, it's nice to see like the content creators come down and the family and stuff. It's just, you know, they don't have to do it, you know, and just showing their gratitude, and it's nice. But it's so cute because like, well, I've met them before, but the people who were there for the first time, and they're like, oh my God, like he's coming. I'm like, do you want me to ask him if he'll take a picture with you? Like, I'll ask him, you know? They're like, you will? I was like, yeah. And then poor Aiden, he stands there. He's such a good sport. He takes like 10 pictures. He's like, all right, can I get my, like, I gotta go. But it's nice of them to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's so awesome to come there. Oh, somebody's on a mission trip right now. Yeah. Diane, tell them to bring home some of that African black soap. I mean, it's pretty cheap. I buy it by you could buy 3 pounds of it. And basically you take a butcher knife and you cut this big block into soap bars. And then you just grab a soap bar. And when it wears out, you grab another one. But yeah, it comes in a big block, but it's quite good. But yes, Julie, I will send you a care package and take care of business. And it's an honor to come there, and people are welcoming you into the movement. That's basically, you know, that's how I felt. So, you know, why wouldn't I want to come back? So Dylan flew in tonight. Awesome. Birthday party here for 5 weeks. Well, there you go.
I know. I'm so sad. I had to miss that. I couldn't get a babysitter. I was so sad. I've been planning to go to that, and then my neighbor couldn't last minute. But then
you're with us.
Yeah. Well, because I texted you earlier. I'm like, crap. Because when we were there earlier, I was like, I hope they don't mind, but I'm going to have to do this from there. And I assumed I would have to do the live from, you know, the birthday party, but then I ended up I couldn't go. So I'm like, all right, at least I can go. The kids can go upstairs and I'll have it quiet. But I'm sad because, oh my God, I can't wait to meet Dylan. I'm so excited to meet him. I just want to give him a hug. He's
very
so
motivated dude, man.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
So he's going to be here
from Dylan because he's always doing this.
Yeah. So he's going to be here for 5 weeks. Because originally he was only coming for he was coming for 2 weeks. So he must have changed it.
Yeah. It's his first time here in the United States. It's cool.
That's awesome.
God. I hope they're easy on him tonight. I hope I hope he's not out after tonight for a good week. God.
Yes. So
but
there
he's
you
with
go.
A lot of good people right now. So
thank you, Jason, for looking that up. That is correct. Ghana is on the east coast of South America, and Ghana is most certainly in Africa. Yes.
Isn't it crazy? I've not been. People are watching and involved in the case.
Oh, totally, man. Totally.
It's amazing.
Which reminds me, Bia, you need to reach out to Christina because we have not. I don't know where Christina is.
Rasmussen.
Where is Christina?
I know. I saw her in Nurse Kim's chat yesterday. I always say hi to her.
Yeah, but I don't see her in our chat, and she's like one of the
Oh wait, is Britt on? If Britt's on, she might be over there. I don't know.
Yeah, she's one of the biggest supporters of this show.
Yeah, she is.
So
that he surprised you and changed his flight, and then Michelle's trying to get in what inner circle? Get an invite where?
Oh, the Monday night dive bar pizza. That's where they have the surprise party. It's just because we do the dive bar there, you know. But it was the Resistant to Silence crew who set it up and knew that he was coming. I guess I didn't know he was coming. I thought we were just doing a live, but then I just saw, when I went to watch it upstairs before I got on with you, I was like, wait, he's there in real life? I'm like, he's there in real life? I was like, Ross, I would have left the kids home alone. I was like, oh my God, is he there in real life?
That's funny.
Yeah, but I like meeting new people, especially if they're like genuinely, I don't know. I just feel like he has a good soul, but I don't know. You never really know. You never really know. But
You got to look into his eyes.
Yeah, I got to look him into his
Ah!
eyes. Yeah. Not through the screen.
Oh my God. Nice one, deal double. Oh man. There you go. And all right. I think we're about done for tonight. Do you guys any parting shots that we need to get in about the case, the trial, any of this kind of stuff? What do we got?
Who's on for tomorrow? Do you know?
We don't know. We have the rest of
When's Guarino again?
Oh, we don't know when he's on again because he was only on for a little bit, subject to recall. But I just want to say, Boston Brandi, thank you for joining our team. I think you're gonna love it here, and we'll see you in the chat. You can come and join us. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yes. Thank you for saying
that wrench. Give me that wrench.
Yeah, I got to take care of that tonight. Yeah, I just haven't had a minute to do it since I found out, but I'll go ahead and get that wrench done, and then and you'll come on with us, and you did great. You're great on air, and so we're really happy.
I don't like being on camera, but I mean, I'll do it if I have to.
You're talking to your friends.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you don't want to, but if you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Yes. Yeah, she's going to be our new wrench, Michelle. You're welcome to as well if you want to be on our mod team. We, as everybody knows, we do give out gift cards when the show makes money. We spread the love. So as Eddie Vedder is playing on guitar right here, we could do more, but we're gonna save it for later. So on behalf of Boston Brandi and Boston Bia, this is DJ saying peace out, one love, and we will see you down the road.
Bye.
Bye.